to our new storytelling and puppetry adventure. My name is Simone. I'm a storyteller, and we live here in this big old farm together with my family and with all our puppets. In this farm, we don't have cows or sheep. We have a vulture, a frog in the washing machine. We have a doggy. We even have a dragon. But he's very grumpy. He doesn't come out much. Today, I'm gonna look for our caterpillar. She's a big caterpillar. Her name is Katie, and she loves adventures. And I'm going to tell you an old German adventure story, and I'm sure she wants to hear it as well. So come on, let's look for her. Katie!
Hello!
Oh, you're not Katie. Hello, Freddy.
Hello!
Have you seen Katie, Freddy?
No!
No. Katie, where are you? Oh.
Hi guys!
Hi, Katie. Hello. Katie, I want to tell a story, an adventure story.
Oh, neat!
Yeah.
So awesome!
And that story has a unicorn. I know you like to be a unicorn, don't you?
Wow! Yeah! Wow! I'm gonna be a unicorn! Slimy unicorn!
You're going to be a slimy unicorn. Very good. Now, in this story, this is the only story I know where there's gonna be an evil unicorn.
What?
Yes, an evil one.
Oh, wow.
So, are you ready for a story?
Yeah!
Okay, let's do the story. Es war einmal ein Schneiderlein. Der saß eines Sommermorgens auf seinem Tisch vor dem Fenster und nähte aus Leibeskräften. Once upon a time, there lived a little tailor. This little tailor, he was smaller than most people, so that's why one summer's day he was sitting not on his chair, but on top of the table, near the window, for better light, while he was stitching away. This very morning he had made himself a lovely bread. He cut a fresh piece of bread and he spread the last bit of jam on it. From where he was sitting, he could smell the sweet smell of the jam. Oh, strawberry jam.
Strawberry jam, that's my favorite.
But then he heard it. Zzz. Through the open door came lots and lots of flies, and they descended upon his lovely jam bread. Wer hat euch denn eingeladen? Who invited you? Cried the tailor, and he flapped his arms and he flapped his hands at them, but the flies kept coming. So the tailor he took a piece of cloth and whoosh, he swatted at them. And when he pulled the cloth away, there on the table lay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead flies. The tailor stared at them, and he said, 7, 7 auf einen Streich. 7 with one blow. The whole town has to hear of this. That's marvelous. Well, what I say, the whole town. No, the whole world will have to hear of this. And so the tailor got himself a nice leather belt and he started to stitch. 7 auf einen Streich. 7 with one blow was written on his belt so that everybody could see that he killed 7 with one blow. Now the tailor thought that his little town was far too small for someone who could kill 7 with one blow, and so he went out into the world to find his luck. It didn't take him long and he came to a big castle. I like the look of this castle, thought the tailor. I might go inside and offer the king my services. I'm sure he can use someone who can kill 7 in one blow. But first, I'm really tired. I think I'm going to lie down here behind this nice little bush and go for a bit of a sleep. And that's what he did. Now, while the tailor was fast asleep, the king of the castle, he came by, and he saw the tailor. He also saw the words written on his belt. 7 auf einen Streich. Now, the king thought the tailor had killed 7 people, not 7 flies. And he didn't want someone like that in his kingdom. But he also thought if he just sent him away, all this man could cause trouble. So the clever, scheming king came up with a plan. He thought, I'm gonna offer him a big task, a really dangerous task. I make it look as if he's doing us a favor, and he will never come back. So when the little tailor awoke, the king greeted him like a hero, and he told him about the dangers that the kingdom was facing. He told them about 2 ugly, fierce giants who lived at the edge of the forest and who had caused so much harm. And he offered the little tailor half his kingdom and his daughter's hand in marriage if only he could get rid of the giants. It was easy for him to offer that because, of course, he thought the little tailor would never come back. And so the tailor set out to fight the giants.
Unicorn, unicorn, one see the unicorn.
One see the
Holy
awesome.
Okay, wait, the unicorn is gonna come. First, he has to tackle the giants. Okay, let's see the giants.
It didn't take long for our tailor to find the giants. As soon as he came to the edge of the forest, he saw their big, hairy feet. But also he heard their snoring. Both giants were fast asleep, and that gave our little tailor an idea. He picked up some small rocks, and then he climbed up on a tree next to the sleeping giants. And as he was up, he threw those rocks at the sleeping giants, and soon they woke up. And because they couldn't see the little tailor, they accused each other of throwing the first stone, and they started to fight. And they were fighting and fighting. Oh, it was a bad fight. And soon those 2 giants fell dead. And the little tailor, he climbed down from the tree, he dusted off his hands, and he walked back to the king. The king, of course, was not happy to see the little tailor, so he quickly came up with another idea of how he could get rid of him. He told him that deep in the forest there lived an even bigger threat than the 2 giants, a unicorn. A unicorn, said the tailor. Surely a unicorn isn't a threat. Oh, but this was. This was a mad unicorn who used his horn to hurt, injure, and hunt people. Nobody has dared to go deep into the forest for a long time, and now the king said, if only the tailor could capture the unicorn, then he would get half his kingdom and his daughter's hand in marriage. But again, of course, he didn't think the tailor would survive meeting the unicorn. So the tailor walked into the forest, and he found himself a nice big oak tree and stood waiting in front of it. It didn't take long, and there was the unicorn. And the unicorn ran at him, its horn lowered. It charged at the tailor, and the tailor waited and waited. And he waited so long until the unicorn was nearly on top of him, and then he jumped to the side. And the unicorn rammed its horn straight into the bark of the tree. And that's how the tailor captured the unicorn. Oh, the king was fuming when he saw that the tailor was back. So he told him, "Of course I want to give you half my kingdom and my daughter's hand in marriage, but there's one last thing you have to do before that." "Is there?" said the tailor. "Yes, there's a wild boar, a furious wild boar who has caused so much trouble. Now, if only you could—" "I know," said the tailor. "If only I could capture him. Then I'll get half your kingdom and your daughter's hand in marriage. Not a problem."
Yeah, you know something? A wild boar is more scary than an evil unicorn.
The little tailor found the wild boar very quickly, or more likely, the wild boar found the tailor. He was charging at him, and the tailor ran for his life. He ran through the forest until he saw a little hut. He ran into the door of the hut and quickly climbed out of the window at the back of the hut, and the wild boar, he followed him inside. Now, a wild boar cannot climb out of a window, so the tailor, who had jumped out of the window, he ran to the front of the house. He closed the door, and that's how he trapped the wild boar inside. When the tailor came back this time, the king just had to keep his promise. And that's how the little tailor was made king of his own little kingdom. Und lebte glücklich bis an sein Lebensende. And he lived happily ever after.